What is up, legends? We are back and we're back in HypeWatch. So another week, another HypeWatch. We're gonna get right into it. First up is Archon or Archon, rather. So this game is really interesting because it's based. Let's see, do I not have this? Good, I don't have the sound on. This is one of those games that's kind of like roguelike. It's kind of turn-based. It's kind of ARPG all in one. It's looking super fun. I'm probably going to hop into this one and get into it. I like these types of games where you got a little bit of strategy, different classes. Even the look and the aesthetic of the characters is pretty cool. You guys know I just like the different stuff. And it's kind of looking a little bit like Baldur's Gate, which got me thinking that this might end up being a sleeper hit that people might, just hop into this and it be just lit, just completely out there. So next up we have Inda, which is another one that this should be out now. Add to my wish list. Maybe Steam is stuck or something like that. Reset. Oh, it's just not out right now. All right. Well, it should be out right now because I'm doing this Friday morning. So for whatever reason, it's not for me. Maybe I need to log in and log back out or something like that. But it is what it is. This one's going to be actually pretty lit as well. It kind of reminds me of Resident Evil. It's creepy. It has realistic type of scenes, and then it changes to game scenes, and then it goes back again, and you got to solve different type of issues and survive different things. Like there's something chasing you. This is usually always the case in these type of games. But yeah, that's it going back and forth between game and reality. Wow. I gotta try it. It seems like it's gonna be one of those, another one of those type of hit games. I always try to give you all the hype where I think it's gonna be a banger, and I got a feeling that this one is gonna pop off too. And next, this really could be the hype of the week right here, and I probably should make it the hype of the week, even though it's not gonna be at the end. But then again, what's gonna be at the end is probably just as hype. How many of you guys remember Wild Arms? If you remember Wild Arms, this is the spiritual successor to Wild Arms. They had a Kickstarter, and it's one of my favorite RPGs behind Final Fantasy. The original Wild Arms, I played all the Wild Arms basically, and I loved them. It was like a different IP Final Fantasy. I've always loved them. They were always good, super underrated. People don't talk about it enough. And we have this now, which, as you can see, they kickstarted and it succeeded in kickstarting, and they're going through their whole process right now of the updates, making the characters and building the world and everything else like this. I just want to help them out at this point. I want to put eyes on this. If they have anything else up, Kickstarters and everything else, if they would put anything else out there, please support. If you were a fan of that game, I plan on doing it. There's nothing else really much more I could say. Just, check it out, look at it. And if you were a fan of that original IP and you want to get on board to help out with this one, coming forward, it's gonna be lit. Even the characters look kind of cool. You got a dark-skinned husbando right there. You've seen the art and everything else. This looks amazing. So next up on the mobile side is Paradise. This is available right now. It's not globally available, but it's available right now. You can get the APK and hop into it. It's one of those type of party games, competitive party games where it's you just run around. It feels like Fall Guys, but it's like a cooler looking Fall Guys. So have at it. Elia is a music game. Of course, I can't cover it. I actually wanted to, but I tried 3 songs and all 3 of them flagged, and I was like, well, I give up. But the songs are lit. I love these games. I like the rhythm games and stuff like that. The Persona game that's over in China right now has a rhythm game in it. You can play the guitar and it's amazing. It's like real. You do all the Persona songs, and it's like I can do that for hours. So I wish I could do more of this type of stuff on YouTube, but YouTube just ain't having it. But if you guys want to, mess around with it, play it on mobile, you can. It's available right now, just globally launched. So yeah. Next up, we have Star Wars Hunters. This game has been around for a while. It's been in limbo. I don't know what they were doing at Lucas. It's been in limbo forever. I remember beta testing this like 3 or 4 years ago, basically, but it's now officially coming out now on pre-reg right now, and it's going to be live relatively soon with a launch date and everything. So pre-reg if you want to hop into it. For the most part, I probably won't be able to cover this because Star Wars songs always flag. So if I am going to cover it, I'm going to have to just silence all the music, basically, and just come in and mess around with it. I want to see what it's about because I want to get in there and mix it up with a little Star Wars action. Should be fun. Next up is RPG Alpha Dia 1 and 2. This has been in beta for a while. You probably have seen this game on the Google Play Store because they always had like an ad for it on the Google Play Store, but it's now officially coming out and you'll be able to play it. It's literally just like old school Final Fantasy, basically, if we're being real, and another Eden and games along those lines, Dragon Quest. So if you're into this type of stuff, it might be for you. Loop Hero right here is officially come to mobile. The PC version has been around forever, and this is now officially out Android right now. It's been out for like a week or two, might be even a little bit longer, but I definitely want to talk about it because it's one of those hidden gem type of games where super simple. You're running around a loop, you put down tiles, and then the tiles will have monsters and areas, and then certain things will happen, and the point is just to keep making it through the loop. And surviving as much as you can, and strategically putting down tiles so it'll be beneficial to you and not overrun you, and go through the quest line, because there is a quest line that actually go through the story and finish out the loop. And can you finish the loop? That's basically how it is. Really simplistic gameplay, but it gets addicting over time. Next up is a Psyche Feast. As soon as you see this right here, you already know what type of game this is going to be. It's going to be waifu based. It's going to be idle, and you're pretty much probably not going to do much of anything. I haven't seen you do much more beyond that. They have like a game every 1 to 2 weeks that does that, and they always do manage to actually give it a little bit of art. So we'll see what this one is about. Next up is Nexus Nebula Echoes. It's a long name. This is a RPG manager. When I say RPG manager, that means you will probably do nothing else but watch the character run around and play for you. And then you will RPG manage your gear. You will level up your gear and get stronger in the game, and the character will just run around and do everything for you. That's pretty much how they go. This is just the next one up in line. Hopefully, with all this AI art they got going on right here, it'll actually be cool and they'll actually do something, but we'll see. Now this is actually also available, not global, but this is kind of like one of those survival type of games where you have a whole team, and the whole team is basically part of the survival. Like the team is a character, basically. Like you have like 5 characters, but they all work kind of like in tandem and have skills like off cooldown, and they all work like one character. So yeah, I've been told that this is kind of cool, so I'm probably gonna hop into it, see what it's about. Probably not gonna do a video on it, but I might, because I've done that before in the past where somebody would say it's cool, and then I'm like, and then I'll hold it off, and then one day I'll just come and play it like a week later, and then it'd be lit, and I'm like, oh damn, now I gotta make a video. Next up is Ash of God's Redemption. This is one of those games where it reminds me of what was it, Dragon Lord Saga. That game is old. Dragon Lord Saga is how old was I when that was in the arcade? It's one of the very first arcade games that I remember that was kind of like RPG. And you would have to make choices, and if you made the bad choice, your character would literally die, and that'd be your quarter. That game was unforgiving. It literally has to be the most cash grab arcade game ever made. 100%. Because you would spend that money and it would be GG for you if you messed up and did not make the right choice. So this is along those lines like that, but it's a little bit more RPG. And again, they got their little Baldur's Gate, Final Fantasy going on, tactics type of thing. But you can make choices over here. And then if those choices go badly, it has repercussions. Like, you start to have fights and lose land. You start fights in unfair advantage and that type of stuff where you just straight up die. So there's I'm actually looking forward to actually trying this to see how unforgiving it is, and like can I not end up in those bad situations, and can you get out of it and that type of thing. So we'll see. Cookie Wonderland, Global Cooking Wonderland. I said cookie. Not really my thing. It's a cooking isekai / gacha game where you can literally you got the things you summon is food basically, and then you make better food, and then you make more money, and they get more currency and get a better shop. This is something that my mom would probably play if we being real. And then you summon more food. That's literally the game. That's the game. Second to last now is Doomsday Warrior. It has a Japanese version and a Taiwanese version. I believe that this is Asian, but I think that's Taiwanese. I'm being told it's kind of lit. I don't really have any time for it right now because I got a bunch of PC stuff that I need to do and I'm involved in right now. So I gotta, play and do all that. But with that said, this might be lit. This might be something for you guys, to mess around with. Definitely gonna be waifu. I want to put it out there. And then, somebody will probably tell me, oh my God, look at this waifu, it's good. The gameplay is not that bad and everything else. We'll see. And last but certainly not least, Dungeon Fighter Origins. Now, here's the thing. This has been around for 2 years. It's been testing for 2 years, and I actually have a video up of it on my channel. I have hope for this, that this will be like the closers. There's actually closers mobile, but I hope it's along the lines because it looks better than the original Dungeon Fighter. And when I played it, the characters were super fun. They had a lot of stuff that you can actually do, and they weren't even awakened or anything like that. Like, they just straight up out of the box. When you get the character, you get a bunch of good stuff to do, and you can see the next stuff that's coming on, and you see that they're already coming in with the cinema. Dungeon Fighter Origins always comes with the good stuff. They always have the good stuff. It's always, they always represent. So I'm not even worried at all that they're gonna come with quality. And as you can see, I'm already booked, ready. Your boy in there. And you see it's number 5 on the recommendation list, which is pretty big. Almost 1 million people on Bilibili right now has reserved this game right now, and that's pretty amazing. The only down thing is that it's at 2.2, and it's at 2.2 from the previous test. So I don't know what pissed people off in the previous test, because I have it up on my channel. I had fun. So the only thing I can assume is that later on, there's something wrong with the gacha, which is usually what happens, what the score is. So when this comes, I'm still putting it as hype, because I like, Dungeon Fighter, and I think that the game was pretty lit, and I thought the characters and everything were pretty lit. So we'll see. But this also could be some censorship people mad type of thing, where just ignore it. If you like the game and you want to play the game. At the end of the day, I think the problem with all of that, and I actually got into it with somebody as we wrap this video up about that. You're allowed to be mad over censorship, but what you are not allowed to do is to imprint your beliefs on everybody else and say, oh, well, you're not a good person because you don't stand with me on censorship. People don't have to stand with you on that. If you want to make the stand, make the stand. Nobody's stopping you from making the stand. I don't stop anybody from making a stand. But what I don't like is when people just stand there like, oh, he's an a-hole because he's okay with that. That's what the Stellar Blade people are doing, which is what makes me mad. And that's the same thing the Harry Potter people did, and I was on their behind too on that. Like, you don't get the right to do that. You can petition all you want, but you don't get to tell people they can't play something and try to belittle people because they don't like. You're no different than the complaining on the censorship. You can't say I don't like censorship, but then you're censoring people who want to play the game. That's two-faced as hell. You can't do that. You can't do both sides like that. If you want to be on that side and don't want to play and be upset and petition and make like this big signing petition, everything, stay over there. But you don't get to come onto the other side and try to disrespect people and then censor people from playing the game. You can't do that. That's fake. So that's my problem with people like that. And I'm pretty sure with looking at this point thing, that's probably what happened. Somebody probably like it had extra boob somewhere, and then they covered the boob, and then somebody got bent out of shape and decided to make a big ass Reddit post, and which is fine, but you just don't get to stop people from playing the game because you don't want to. It just doesn't work like that. So I will catch you guys next video. Peace and see you soon.